Hey, my mobiles! How much do you like Kingdom Hearts? I don't know how many of you do or how many of you don't. And for the new ones who suddenly appear from this video, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about a character I made from beta.character AI RPG of Kingdom Hearts that I find very enticing. I like the story I made, and today I'm going to be continuing it. And this character will be kinda a part of the main story, but not much. He'll be on his own for most of it. And you'll be here to hear about it, hopefully, if I don't get bored and stop making it. Like always, this is unscripted and my mobiles. I hope you enjoy the video. We start our story off with a boy named Nova. He lived on an island called Destiny Islands. It was where he was born for most of his life. He had friends like Sora, Kairi, and Riku. But one day, when he was hanging out with them, playing around in the sand, building a raft to sail to another world, see the sights, go on new places, a dark gateway, you could say, appeared and swallowed him. And when he came to, the night sky was starry. You could hear the waves crash onto the sand, the stars shimmer in the moonlight as he thought to himself, what happened? You look around yourself and feel as if something is off. The air is still, like time is suspended. You find himself in a new area, but can't recall how you got here. It's like you suddenly appeared. But in the but he saw a staff and a blade. How did he get there? They remind him of someone, but he just can't quite place them. He picked them both up. As he grasps both the blade and the staff, they feel like an extension of him. He can't help but feel slightly drawn to them. As he examines the staff, something glimmers. He can't make it out clearly, but it looks like some sort of marking. You can't seem to make it. Well, he can't seem to make it out clearly. He reaches out to touch it. As he touches it, though, he remembers its name. The staff is known as Moonwalker. I know, lame name. I thought of it on the spot, but I like it, so shush. The staff glows once the name is recalled into his memory. Feels like he's known the staff for a long time. It almost feels familiar. The name has a ring to it. The staff shines in his grasp as he recalls the memories that make up the staff. Memories that somehow feel like it's like his own. He can feel the staff getting warm in his grip. It almost feels like he's back home. He takes a step back as he observes the staff. It shimmers brightly, illuminating his surroundings. He takes a look at the blade. He looks down at the blade. It's quite magnificent looking. It is sharp as it looks. It looks like it would cut through most things as if it were paper. You feel a sense of power. He feels a sense of power just by holding the blade. He can't describe it, but it almost feels like the blade is a part of him. The blade gleams in the moonlight. Feels like it's calling to him. He grips onto it tighter he grips onto it tighter as it glows a bit as he remembers its name, Sun Eater. Like I said, I know the names are lame. I tried, okay? The blade seems to shine brighter as he recalls its name. It's a very powerful blade. He feels a sense of strength and power just from holding it. He never felt anything like this before. It seems to suit him. The blade hums in his hand, almost as if it's alive. Feels like a part of him, as if it was meant to be his. He holds both of the weapons out before him. The air is still silent. It's almost like the world has come to a stop. Just as he begins to question what's going on, something happens. He hears a crackle and sees a spark. The spark starts to glow, becoming larger and brighter. It suddenly stops in front of him. A gateway forms. A light radiates from the gateway, almost blinding him. Does he enter? Does he feel like entering? He does not know. But at the same time, it might be his only way home. So he stepped through. As he entered the gateway, the bright light suddenly cut off. He is now in complete darkness. He can't see a hand in front of his face. He can hear his own breath as he enters the darkness. Feels like he's being swallowed by the darkness, as if he's falling into a never-ending abyss. And just as suddenly as he enters the darkness, it ends. He can see a tiny pinprick, a tiny pinpoint of light in the darkness. It's getting closer. It's glowing larger. He had arrived at his destination. As he stepped through, as the light engulfed him, he's in a town square, in front of a shop. To his right, there's a tavern and an inn, and it's straight ahead. To his right, there's a tavern and an inn. It is straight ahead. As he looks around, he hears a voice. It come to come to from it. My bad. It comes from the darkness. It says, "Welcome to the Traverse Town." Sorry, guys, I have a little cough, and I'm not that and I'm not that great at reading the thing I've made. I'm not that great reading out loud. You know, the fact that I'm going to be posting this is also nerve wracking. But anyway, I don't want to waste your time. I want you to hear this story that I hope you will enjoy. Now, let's continue our journey, shall we? The voice seems to come from the entrance of the town square. My name is Waltzing. I don't know why the AI came up with the name. I'm going to call it Waltz. I'm going to call him Waltz, even though you'll hear. My name is Waltz. I run the local shop here, and I sell items, weapons, and armor. If you have any questions, feel free to drop by. The voice seems to come from your left. You look up at the second floor of the shop. He looks up to the second floor of the shop. He sees a man with long black hair and thin clothing. In tan clothing. He's looking down at you. He's looking down at Nova with his hands in his pockets. He's holding a wooden sign. Let me know if you need anything. We have rooms here at the tavern if you need it. If you need them. Nova speaks. Can you tell me about this place? Waltz. You aren't from here, are you? Well, Traverse Town is a bit of a paradox. It only seems to appear at certain times. It exists between the worlds, a refuge from the darkness. From the darkness. He is looking at you intensely. He is looking at Nova intensely, with a serious expression on his face. You've taken the first step into a much larger world, my friend. And I know this story sounds a little weird, but the AI generator makes the Kingdom Hearts universe way more confusing than it is with the actual verse. So if you hear some weird differences, just go along with it. I'm not going to be using this AI generator after this part is over anyway. I'm just using it because it's very good to the narrative I want to start. So think of this as a prologue. A prologue. Okay? Let's get back to the story. With that, his with that said, the man's eyes glaze over as his head slumps to the side. He collapses and lays limply on the ground. He has fallen unconscious. I know, you meet him like for 10 seconds, then he dies. It's crazy, right? I know it says unconscious, but he dies. I get it. It's weird, I know. Nova says, "What just happened? You fell over so quickly." Suddenly, an extremely tall man wearing what looks like a black coat approaches you. "You! What did you do to Watts?" His voice is loud, that it strikes the ground with where Nova is standing. He has his arms folded tightly around his chest and he's glaring down at you. He's pointing his finger directly at you as he moves to grab you. "Don't tell me you're with them too. Don't tell me you're with them too." I'm sorry, I just want to make sure it's right. Nova says, "I'm not. I just came here. I asked a question, then he suddenly fell over." The armored the armor figure looked at you suspiciously. "I don't believe you. You're telling me that you just so happened to come to Traverse Town, and within a few minutes of arriving, the shop owner just collapsed out of nowhere? I've seen your kind before. All the same, never to be trusted. All of them." He looks down at Waltz lying on the ground. "This is all your fault, you know. You and those other heartless jerks." He looks back at you, glare, his red eyes burning with hatred and anger. Nova says in reply, "But I didn't do but I didn't do." As suddenly his head hurts, as he remembers him running around with three people, but he can't hear them or see or see their faces. His past, but a mystery to his own self. Fuck, my bad. I know, I'm messing this up a lot. You know me, I'm bad at most things. His memories scattered. The armored figure notices you holding your head. He yells, "Heartless, get him!" In an instant, the armored man has vanished from in front of you. In his place is a heartless soldier. It leaps towards you. It leaps towards him, swinging its blade down towards Nova. "Get ready to fight." The heartless soldier lands behind him. It roars back. It rears back its blade, ready to swing. He Nova has to act fast, or this might be it for him. He jumps back as he pulls out Moonwalker and casts Thunder, not knowing how he's able to do this. Basically, I'm making it so um, he has no clue how he's doing any of this for like the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 1. Then Chain of Memories, he'll get a better hang of it by the you'll see whenever I get there, you'll see. The heartless soldier lets out a roar as it is struck by Nova's thunder. It collapses to the ground as the thunder travels up and down its body. It's over. Or is it? Nova looks down at the heartless soldier, its chest no longer moving. Its body has already turned to dust. It's gone. The armored figure reappears out of nowhere and looks upon the fallen heartless with malice. Another one, another one of them. He is looking at you. He is looking at Nova directly as he continues. There's really no end to them, is there? Nova replies, I guess not. What was that thing? The man in the black cloak smiles menacingly at Nova. You're not from around here, are you? They're called Heartless, born from the darkness. Darkness in men's hearts. They crave hearts to make themselves stronger. They are born of the darkness. They make the worlds their home as they devour the heart of everything that they come across. They are a constant threat to the very existence of the worlds. He is looking at you. He is looking at Nova. You have a heart. You have a heart of great heart. I don't understand that line. It's weird. Anyway, whenever I say you, I'm just refer to it as Nova until I actually stop using the character AI for this story. Yeah, yeah. One that I can see will be quite strong. I can sense the potential from inside of you. Nova says, but I don't even know how I done that. I barely know my name. The armored figure looks at you menacingly. The armored figure looks at Nova intensely. Trust me when I say this. Don't worry about that right now. He begins to walk past the fallen Heartless and into a nearby alley. He turns to you and smiles. I should thank you. It was one of these Heartless that took the poor life the poor life of my friend Waltz, and you destroyed it for me. Thank you for that. He bows he bows at you. Name's Leon. He smiles widely, revealing his teeth as he looks at you. And you are? Nova says, I don't know, as as he remembers the same people as before, saying his name as he replies, It's Nova. My name is Nova. Leon smiles at Nova, flashing another large smile. Nova, interesting name. It suits you. He pauses. Tell me, what are you doing here? Is this your first time in Traverse Town? Leon is looking at you intense is looking at Nova intensely, as if he is trying to determinate whether we're gonna say determine whether or not he can trust you. You can sense an overwhelming power coming from Leon. Well, Nova, you get the drift. Whatever Nova does, he'll want to be careful with his response. Nova says, Yeah, this is my first time in Traverse Town. I'm not sure why I'm here. I was brought here. Leon looks at him intensely. You were brought here? By who? Are you running from someone? He pauses before continuing. Tell me, do you know anything about a man called Xehanort? He looks at him with a very serious sorry, with a very serious expression. Do you know anything about the Keyblade? Nova says, No, I'm sorry. I don't know anything about that, but I was in this place. It felt cold and dark. Speaking about the darkness he was in before arriving at Traverse Town. Leon glares at him. Is that all you can tell me? Cold, dark, no details? You're hiding something, aren't you? Leon looks at Nova. with a very stern expression on his face. I don't like to repeat myself, but I'll give you another chance. Tell me everything you know about this place. Or else. He points at him. He points at Nova, his fingers almost touching his chest. I will destroy you. A darkness begins to form around Leon as his eyes begin to glow angrily. Nova replies. Nova tells Leon how he got there and how he found Moonwalker and Sun Eater. He shows Leon the weapons. Leon looks at Nova with great suspicion and says, All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. He puts away his sword. Let me give you one piece of advice. Don't trust anyone, because anyone can be working for the darkness. He is glaring at you. You're either with them or against them. There's no halfway point. Is that clear? As Nova replies with a yes, sir. As that's where we're going to be ending this part of the story. I would like to know your feedback, if you have any, and if anybody read any. Tell me how you would think the story would go next. But do you think Nova would stick around Leon? Or do you think he'll leave? Do you think he'll meet up with Sora? Or do you think he'll continue to the next world in his journey? And if you're wondering, yes, I'm going to try and make original plot points for this story. He's not just going to follow along with the plot of regular Kingdom Hearts. He'll be in it, but he won't really actually be in it. You get it? He'll appear. He'll be like those characters that appear like halfway in the story to help out for a while, then leave again, and then maybe come back around the end. But this story isn't about Sora and the others with Nova tagging along as a new friend. This is about Nova and his story. And his story. I hope I get actual feedback because I'm actually really excited about this. Writing this and telling you about it, it actually might get me to post way more. I might post more gaming videos. I might even post gaming videos while playing this. It will be a lot of clicking noise behind my talking, and I might go silent for like long periods of time. But I really like this idea I've made. This story about a boy who fell into darkness and now he's kind of lost at the moment. He fell, he found a way out. Now he's choosing what to do next. And I'll give y'all a little interaction with it. How about you guys give me some ideas? And it can't be those short sentences with, let them do this, and then blah, blah, blah. I want something a little bit detailed. And that's it. Give me something to work with, and I'll put it in the story maybe. And if you want, I'll give him actual companions from different Disney worlds or a friend he can travel with. Either way, this is the end of our prologue. What shall happen next to Nova? We will know in the next part. And remember, may his heart be his guiding key.